We are back out here on this job where we did a bunch of cleaning up with some trees that have been cut down. And so we're back here. A couple things we've got going on. We are trying to get these big logs out of here. So I've got the big skid steer here today. And the stump grinder is going to be here tomorrow. So we need to cut these stumps off and get ready for him. And then the customer just wants everything graded out. So we're going to be here for a little bit. And then we're also going to be bringing in some gravel back there. So, and we're going to clean up all these old pieces of wood and stuff that have been sitting here. So we've got a little bit to do here. We have gotten a pretty good start out here, and Ronald got these stumps cut down a little bit, so Bruce will be here in the morning and we'll be back over here. And we still have, we're basically full on our dump truck here, so we're going to bring another empty truck and the dump trailer over tomorrow to try to get the rest of these. And you still got quite a big pile of brush back there. And then this area here is pretty rough, so she wants this smoothed out. And I guess she's going to do some steps coming off her deck right there down to here and have like a little area right here. So the chainsaw died. We've got to get another saw over here to get that last stump. That's a beech, American beech. And we should be in pretty good shape. So I'm going to leave the skid steer here tonight. And Ronald is getting stuff strapped down and cleaned up out of the road. So I guess I'll go and join him. It is the next day and we've got the old dump truck and my dump trailer here. And so we're going to try to get everything cleaned up. We had some more firewood, old firewood to get cleaned up, and some more brush. So I've got Ronald with me again today. We're going to try to get all that done. And then the stump grinder is on his way over as well. So I've been working with this stump grinder for probably 5 or 6 years. And usually I just refer him. And occasionally if I'm trenching and I hit some roots, he'll come out and help me out with that. But this is a good example of when he's going to be on a job with me. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm going to get some footage of him with his machine, and he's really good at it. How long will this one take?
Sure you want to film this one?
Yeah.
This is going to be boring.
That's why I speed it way up. It'll look awesome.
Okay.
we are making good progress here. Ronald's getting a bunch of stuff cleaned up for us. And the stump grinder is still working on this huge stump, but he's almost finished with that. So things are moving along pretty good. Bruce and his machine there made quick work of the remaining stumps. So there were probably about 10 or so stumps all throughout this area. And these two were the two biggest ones. So really makes a big difference having the right equipment and the right people on the job. And they did a great job getting these stumps ground out. And then I got the wood chips all moved and scattered around with the skid steer. Somebody spent a ton of time out here cutting and chopping and stacking all this wood just to have it rot away. Okay, I just talked to the homeowner and she's very pleased with how everything turned out. And so we were going to put the fire pit down there in that little grassy area, but this came out so well that she wants to put it right here. So my plan right now is to skim a little bit of this dirt off of here to try to flatten it out just a little bit. And I want to throw the dirt where the stump used to be. And that will help, because usually whenever you grind a stump out, it usually settles. So if we can get a little bit of dirt on there, I'm good with that. So that's what I'm working on now. And Ronald's cleaning up a few little sticks here and there. Just trying to do a really nice job for the homeowner. Okay, we're finished for today. We're going to come back tomorrow with a load of gravel, but I wanted to show you how things were looking. So the homeowner is really pleased. We got all this brush cleared out, got things leveled out a little bit, got those wood chips taken care of. Usually the stump grinder just leaves the wood chips in a pile, and so since we had the machine here, we were able to get them pretty much all spread out through here. So it's looking really good. We got a little bit more. I pulled that thing's kind of been a thorn in our side. It was in the ground, so I pulled it out. I just haven't taken it down to the hill. So we got the fabric laid out, and the homeowner can position that to wherever they want it before we fill it with gravel. So we'll be back out here tomorrow. I am back out here. It's the next day, and I've got about 3 tons of gravel here. So we're gonna get this spread. I don't have Ronald today, unfortunately, so I'm gonna try to get this done by myself today. I got all this delivered over here, so instead of spreading it with the machine, which would get the gravel all muddy because the tracks have got mud on them and the bucket's all muddy, I am just going to hand rake this and try to get it as circular and round as we can. So that's what we're working on. Okay, so I got this gravel spread out here. She said she's got a small fire pit that she wants to put in the center there, and she's going to have her contractor friend put some steps from the deck down to here so you can just come out into the yard here. Now what I did do is I put the gravel on a little bit thicker than I normally would, and because she wanted a 12 by 12, but if they want to make it any bigger, they can just take the gravel this here and just spread it out a little bit, because I put it on kind of thick. So they should be in really good shape. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was we were gonna seed and straw all this here, but it's late October and the leaves should be falling soon. So we didn't want to just straw and then have leaves fall all over them. So I'm gonna leave the straw here for her, and she's gonna do something in the springtime and figure out what she wants to do. So now I've got to go get that gravel at the road cleaned up. We are finished with this job, so let's take a look. We got everything cleared out, all the brush, so she's got some woods now. And we got Bruce got the stumps ground out of here, so she just can't believe this area now, this whole space that she's got with those big stumps and all the brush gone. And we got a little fire pit area for her here, and like I said, we spread the gravel kind of thick, so if they want to expand it they can. She thought that was really cool. So yeah, she's super happy. I definitely showcased Bruce in this video, and I wanted to talk for a minute about that. He was getting pretty busy into stump grinding when I first started my company, and he was super supportive and excited for me about getting into my stuff. And so I wanted to give you a few of my thoughts on getting into stump grinding. The first thing is you just need a half-ton pickup and a single axle trailer to get into it. Stump grinding there's not a lot of urgency to it, so you don't have to be super concerned about scheduling and things like that. It doesn't take very much physical capability or a lot of physical work to do the stump grinding. Also, the machine does all the work for you. There's no cleanup. And so you pretty much just push the chips into a pile. The other thing is you can scale your stump grinding and you don't need a bunch of equipment. So my business, I have a ton of different equipment. And with stump grinding, you can either get a better stump grinder or you can hire a helper. The other thing about stump grinding is you don't really need any help unless you want it. So it's definitely an interesting thing to get into. If you're going to get into it though, get a remote control stump grinder because your hands with the vibration will thank you for it. And to get clients, if you're getting into stump grinding, get in touch with some tree companies and hand out your cards because that's where you get your business from. All right, those are just some thoughts. Thanks for watching this video.